welcome to our channel Eazy Btech. This is Rujna. In the last session, I had discussed about constructors and methods topic. Constructors and methods topic. What is a constructor? In the last session, I had discussed about constructors and methods topic. What is constructor? The constructor name should be underscore underscore init underscore underscore. One class contains only one constructor. One class contains only one constructor. And next, what is the purpose of constructor? Purpose of constructor to create object creation. Object creation. Whenever we are creating an object, automatically constructor is called. So, what is the main purpose of constructor? To initialize instance variable. Instance variables. To initialize and declare instance variable. To initialize and declare instance variable. This is the main purpose of the constructor, to initialize and declare instance variable. So whenever we are creating an object, automatically the constructor is called. So what is the constructor name? Underscore underscore init underscore underscore is a constructor name. In the constructor, must and should one argument should be there, that is nothing but self. Instead of self, we have to give anything. I already told some example to this also. Okay, when coming to the method, what is method? So method is used for business logic. So constructor is also one special type of method. Constructor is also one special type of method. What is a method? Method is used for business logic. We can do some calculations on method. So about the next topic is how many types of methods. There are three types of methods. The first one is instance method, second one is class method, and third one is static method. Instance method, class method, static method. For class method and static method, there should be a decorator is there. What is the decorator? Underscore class method is a decorator for class. Okay, class method. Underscore static method is a decorator for static method. So, but the static method decorator is optional. Whenever we are not giving any decorator for method, so it will be treated as either instance method, either static method. If it is a, how it can be divided, how it can be observed, how it can be think, it is an instance method or it is a static method. So if we can call these instance method, if we can call a method by using object, it will be treated as instance method. If we can call by using class name, it will be treated as static method. Okay, there is no decorator for instance method, there is a decorator for class method and static method. So class method, @class method is a must and should. We have to give must and should. Okay, so this is the methods concept and this is the constructor concept. I already covered in the last session. Okay, now the topic is inheritance. The topic is inheritance. Let's see what is inheritance. What is inheritance? The process of acquiring variables and methods from one class to another class is called inheritance. The process of acquiring variables and methods from one class to another class is called as inheritance. So the main objective of inheritance is code reusability, means code extensibility. Okay, the main objective of inheritance is code extensibility. Whenever we are extending a class, automatically the code is also reused. And next, see here, in inheritance, one class is giving the variable and methods to another class. Another class is the taking the variables and methods. In inheritance method, two classes are there. One class is giving methods and variables to the another class. So another class is taking variables and methods from the another class. Okay. So inheritance is also known as Eazy relationship. So in Python, parent class is giving properties to the child class and child class is acquiring properties from the parent class. Okay. So either you can call like this, either in inheritance concept. In inheritance concept, there is a parent class. Parent class is there. There is a child class is there. Either you can call parent-child combination. Parent-child. Parent-child combination. Either superclass, subclass combination. Either we can call base class, derived class. Base class, derived class. So parent class, child class, super class, subclass, base class, derived class. So if it is a parent, we doesn't call it as subclass. If it is a parent, then you can call as child class. So if you call a parent class with super, then you can call that is nothing but subclass. Okay, parent child, the combination is like that, parent child or super or sub or base or derived, like this. Okay. Inheritance is also known as Eazy relationship. So, in inheritance concept, one class is nothing but parent, super or base class is giving a properties like methods and variables to the child class or subclass or derived class. Okay. So, what is that? The main objective of inheritance is code extensibility. Code extensibility. So, what is that? See here. Present, I am taking a class name as A. Okay. This class contains M1 method, M1 method, M2 method, M3 method with definitions. In example, I am giving like this. Okay, for example, A class contains M1 method, M2 method, M1 method, M2 method. So class B wants also M1 method, M2 method, M3 method, M4 method. So here I am again writing M1 method, M2 method, M3 method, M4 method. Class C wants M1, M2, M3, M4, M5, M6. Class C wants 6 methods. M1, M2, M3, M4, M5, M6. So, here class A already contains M1, M2. M1, M2. But again I am giving M1, M2 here. Okay, but class B contains M1, M2, M3, M4. But see here, again here I am writing M1 method, M2, M3, M4. See here, M1, M2 are repeated 3 times. So repeated 3 times. M3, M4 are repeated 2 times. There is no code reusability. There is no code reusability if we are writing duplicate code again and again. We are writing duplicate code again and again. That's why inheritance concept is introduced. Inheritance concept is introduced. In inheritance concept, class A contains M1, M2, two methods, M1, M2. If I want these two methods, then you have to extend these properties of A. Extend these properties of A properties. I want to extend A properties. For this, you have to give extends. Let's see the inheritance syntax. Class, subclass name, class, subclass name, superclass name, methods and fields here. Let's see here. Let's see. Class A, by using inheritance concept, class A contains M1 method, M2 method. Okay. So class B what's the properties of A? Automatically you have to extend A class. Extend A class. Let's see the syntax. Subclass is nothing but B. Superclass is nothing but A. Subclass is nothing but B. Superclass is nothing but A. Okay. Already A class contains M1 method, M2 method. A class contains M1 method, M2 method. Automatically these two methods are acquired to the B class, acquired to the B class. In B class already M1, M2 is there. Then you have to write easily M3, M4. You have to write M3, M4 methods only. Why? Because A class is also contains M1, M2 method whenever I am extending A. So whenever I am extending A class is nothing but superclass or parent class or base class. Automatically these M1, M2 properties are came to the base class, derived class or subclass or child class. After that, see here, class C. So class A contains M1, M2 methods. Class B contains M1, M2, M3, M4. So I'm extending B class. So let's see here. I'm writing M5, M6. Why? Because I'm extending B class, not A. B class. B class contains M1, M2, M3, M4. Automatically, C get that method. C will get that methods. So now I'm writing only two methods here. That is nothing but M5, M6. See here in this without using inheritance concept, there is no code extensibility. Here the code is extensibility. Okay, in this first one there is no code extensibility concept. By using inheritance topic there is a code extensibility. Okay, this is about inheritance. Okay, let's see the types of inheritance. What are the types of inheritance? Single inheritance, multi-level inheritance, hierarchical inheritance, multiple inheritance, hybrid inheritance. What is a single inheritance? One class is giving. So see here the diagram. See here the diagram. This is about single inheritance. One class giving a properties to the another class. There are only two classes are there. The first one is superclass and second one is subclass. Either we can call the first one is parent class, second one is child class. Either we can call first one is base class, second one is derived class. This is about single inheritance. There are only two classes are there. So this is in Eazy relationship. That's why it is called as inheritance, Eazy relationship. And next one, multi-level inheritance. What is about multi-level inheritance? Class A, class B, class C. Class A, class B, class C. Either class D, class 4. So this is the concept. This is an example also. Multi-level inheritance. It is level by level. So D extend C, E extend D, like this. Okay. There are so much classes are there. In multi-level inheritance, level by level. It will extending the properties of A. So it will extending the properties of B. Again another class it will extending the properties of C, like this. So what is about hierarchical inheritance? Hierarchical inheritance. In hierarchical inheritance, one class contains more than one child. One class contains means one parent class contains more than one child class. More than one child class. Either it is 2, 3, 4. That is our wish. Okay. Depend upon our logic. We can write one parent class to more than one child class. One parent class contains more than one child class. That is nothing but hierarchical inheritance. Let's move. Multiple inheritance. See here, it is a different concept. One child class contains more than one parent class. One child class contains more than one parent class. That is nothing but multiple inheritance. Hybrid inheritance. It is a combination of two or more inheritance. It is a combination of two or more inheritance. See here, the first one is hierarchical inheritance. Here, the second one is multiple inheritance. First one is hierarchical inheritance. The second one is multiple inheritance. The combination of two or more inheritance, it is nothing but hybrid inheritance. Let's see here. Multiple inheritance. Actually, multiple inheritance concept does not support in Java. Does not support in Java because there is an ambiguous occur in multiple inheritance. But Python solves that. Python solves that ambiguous. Java doesn't support multiple inheritance, but Python supports multiple inheritance. Java doesn't support multiple inheritance, but Python supports multiple inheritance. Python solves ambiguity problem in multiple inheritance, but Java doesn't solve ambiguity problem in multiple inheritance. That's why Java doesn't support multiple inheritance. Okay. Next, let's see. Let's see. Single inheritance with example program. Single inheritance with example program. Single inheritance. What is a single inheritance? For example, A. A class is there. In A class, one method is there. Def m1 self. It is an instance method. Print m1 method. M1 method. Okay. So class B contains m2 method. Self print m2 method. If I want to execute these two methods, I have to create an object for these two classes. A is equal to class A of. So I'm here. I isn't using inheritance concept. Okay. After that, I will use inheritance concept. B is equal to B of. Okay. Then call A dot m1. M1 is executed. B dot m2. M2 is executed. Here I'm not using any inheritance concept. Okay. For example, single inheritance. Let's execute this program. So M1 method, M2 method is the answer. M1 method, M2 method is the answer. So now I am applying. Inheritance concept to this. So if I want M1 method in B class also, then what I do? I am doing like this. B dot M1. B dot M1. Let's execute this. M1 method, M2 method. So here, see here, there is no code extensibility concept. See here, in A class, I am writing M1 method. In B class also, I am writing M1 method. So, instead of this, I am extending the properties of A class. Let's remove this. Just, I will extend the class A automatically. So automatically A properties are came to the B class. Okay, A properties are came to the B class. Let's create an object for B class only. B class only. I'm creating an object for B class. B is equal to B of B dot M1. Yes, B dot M1 means automatically. So A class properties, that is nothing but M1 is extended to B class. So B dot M1 method is executed. B dot M2 is also executed. Okay, this is an example program of single inheritance. Let's see another example program. Okay, see here it is a parent class and child class. Same here. The class names are changed like this. Let's move on to the next example. Okay, next example, class employee. Class employee. Okay, here I am taking only variables, not methods. What are that? class employee contains salary. Okay, salary is equal to, for example, 35,000. 35,000. Next, class, class programmer, programmer. So class programmer is there. So programmer contains bonus amount, bonus amount, bonus amount, bonus amount, that is nothing but 10,000. Okay, 10,000. So actually the employee salary is 35,000. So programmer got a salary 35,000 as well as 10,000 also. Then you have to extend this property, that is nothing but employee property, employee. Then you have to create an object for only programmer, only programmer. P is equal to programmer, programmer. Okay, then print, actually employee salary. What is the employee salary? Employee salary is nothing but P dot sal, P dot sal. It is the employee salary. Okay, so next, print bonus amount, bonus amount. What is the bonus amount? P dot bonus, because here P is a object, P is a object. And next, salary is a static variables, because these variables are present inside the class. Okay, inside the class. And after that, next one, print, print total salary, total salary is equal to, so what is that? P dot salary, P dot salary plus P dot bonus. Let's execute this program. Let's see here. What is the employee salary? See here. What is the employee salary? Employee salary is 35,000. What is bonus amount? Bonus amount is 10,000 rupees. Total salary 45,000. Automatically employee. So whenever I am extending the properties of employee, automatically employee fields are coming to the programmer class. Programmer class. I am just creating an object for programmer class. Automatically it will get the fields of the employee class. Why? Because here I am extending the properties of employee class. Okay, this is about single inheritance. Okay, this is about single inheritance. So let's move on to the multi-level inheritance. What is multi-level inheritance? What is multi-level inheritance? I already told, level by level. So class A, class B, class C. Okay, class A means class B extends the properties of class A. Class C extends the properties of class B, like this. Okay, class D extends the properties of class C. Class E extending the properties of class D, like this. Level by level, that is nothing but multi-level inheritance. That is nothing but multi-level inheritance. Let's see an example program for multi-level inheritance. Class A contains a method that is nothing but M1. M1, you have to take self argument, print M1 method, M1 method, EM2 self, print, sorry, here I am taking this method in another class, class B, M2 method. Next, class C, M3 method. M3 method. Let's see here. So, in class A, only one method is there. Only one method is there. I want to extend these M1 method to B class. Just you have to put extends. Extends. What is a superclass? Superclass is A. So, now B class contains M1 method as well as M2 method. I want M1, M2 methods in C class also. Then you have to do here B. So B methods contains M1, M2. Whenever I am extending the properties of B class, automatically C class get the properties of M1, M2. So now C class contains M1 method, M2 method, M3 method also. Next, I am creating another class D extends C. Extend C class, left M4 of self. Print M4 method. Okay, M4 method. Let's create an object for D class only. Why? Because automatically A class properties are so extended into B class. So B class properties means A class properties, B class properties are extended to C class. So here I am extending C class. So A class properties, B class properties, C class properties are extended to D class. Just then we have to create an object for D class. D is equal to D of. Okay. Let's call one by one methods. D dot M1, D dot M2, D dot M3, D dot M4. Let's execute this program. See here, the answer is M1 method, M2 method, M3 method, M4 method, like this. Okay, let's see another example program for multi-level inheritance. See here, I'm taking class name as grandfather. So, the grandfather contains some property. Okay, the grandfather contains some property. Here I'm taking, here I'm taking a method G property. Self. I'm passing a variable A. Okay, let's see here. Self dot A is equal to A. Okay, after that, I'm taking a class father. So, father contains def G property means father property, F property. That is nothing but self comma B. Then self dot B is equal to B. Okay. After that, I am taking another class that is nothing but child class. Child def C property. C property self comma C is equal to self dot C is equal to C. Let's see here. I am printing grandfather property, father property, child property. Let's print this. Print grandfather property. Grandfather property is equal to self dot A. So let's see here. Grandfather property is extended to father. Now What is the father property? What is the father property? Grandfather property plus grandfather property plus father property. Self dot A plus self dot B. Okay. So now child get the properties of grandfather as well as also father. Grandfather as well as also father. Then you have to extend the properties of father. Okay. Now the answer is, what is the child property? Child property. Child property means self dot A plus self dot B plus self dot C. Let's create an object for child class. C is equal to child of. Okay. Let's call the methods one by one. C dot G property. So the grandfather property is, for example, like this. 2,50,000. 2,50,000. Next, C dot F property. That is nothing but father property. Father property is, for example, 50 lakhs. Okay. Next, what is the child property? For example, child property means C property is 1,000 rupees. Like this. 1,000 rupees. Let's execute this program. So what is the grandfather property? Grandfather property is 2,50,000. Okay. So 2,50,000. Next, yes, 2,50,000. So next one is father property not, it is a 5 lakhs. It is a 5 lakhs. 5 lakhs plus 25, 2 lakhs 5,000. Not 5 lakhs. Okay. Let's see. Execute this. 2,50,000. Yes, 2,50,000, 5 lakhs. So the answer is 7,50,000. Next, then I am adding here after child property. Child properties is only 1,000 rupees. 1,000 rupees. Then it will add 70 lakhs 51,000. 70 lakhs 51,000 is the answer. See here. Further, grandfather property is 2,50,000. Father property 2,50,000 plus 5 lakhs. The answer is 7,50,000. Then see here, the child property is 1,000, but a child contains grandfather property as well as father property. That's why the answer is 7,51,000 is the answer. This is about multi-level inheritance. This is about multi-level inheritance. In the next session, I will discuss about remaining topics. What are there? So, hierarchical inheritance, multiple inheritance, hybrid inheritance. I hope all of you understand up to this concept. Okay, please watch our videos regularly. If you have any doubts, please post on comment section. Okay, thanks for watching.